will come and pick it up for you. So thank you so much for your participation. This form is only as good as the questions that you ask. I will indicate to you also that all candidates will respond to questions. So you're not allowed to just target one particular candidate or a couple of candidates for questions. They'll respond to all questions. They will have up to a minute to respond. And if I choose to, I can also allow a 30-second rebuttal if I feel the question needs a little bit more depth. We do have 3 candidates who could not be here tonight. 2 of them we knew about in advance, and both of those candidates submitted opening statements that I will be reading on their behalf. The other one, Mr. Davis, we found out just moments ago that he is in the hospital, unfortunately, and obviously is unable to be here this evening, though he was planning to be here. I also wanted to make sure that you knew that we will be filming this. It's being filmed by our president of the Hamilton County League of Women Voters Pay, Carmen, and we do ask that you respect the nonpartisan nature of our forums and not use them to create images or clips that are of a partisan nature or misrepresent the meeting by taking statements out of context, etc. So hopefully everybody will play nice tonight, and that will be good. Right, and you will find the video. It will be available on the Hamilton County League's Facebook page. So with no further ado, we'll get started with our opening statements. I'd like to thank our timers, Linda Barb and Joan Clark this evening, and so you'll see them flashing signs, and so I've told the candidates not to be nervous about that. It's going to be okay. And so starting it off this evening will be Mr. Kimball from Central District.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters, the City of Carmel, and more importantly, the citizens who have come out for this evening's forum. I believe cities are buildings, but it's people who create communities. I'd like to recognize my wife, Patty Kimball. Like me, she believes that we get more out of giving than receiving, being volunteers and community leaders. As an Indiana and Hanover graduate, my early career sent me across the country with many experiences. Since moving back to Indiana and Carmel almost 30 years ago to raise a family, I've been involved in a wide range of community activities, from my early days of volunteering at Carmel Dad's Club to the last 15 years somewhere around the Carmel Farmers Market on Saturday mornings as a volunteer. Serving on City Council has been more than a minimum of a few meetings a month, but one of almost a full-time job, and serving as an ambassador for Carmel and the state of Indiana on a number of issues. Strong and safe neighborhoods are not created by building walls, but by creating nurturing environments that continually attract new generations to our city. Making Carmel a welcoming and a diverse community is important both from a people perspective, but also in a wide variety of housing. Because of the continued investment in the city, the Central District, the oldest district, is now some of the most desirable places to live. I look forward to continuing to provide leadership that will make Carmel a premier place to live, work, and play in Indiana. I look forward to serving the citizens of not only the Central District, but all of Carmel. I hope I can count on your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kimball. I'm going to ask that you take your nameplate and hop over one seat to your left. Okay, so then it kind of looks like an every other seat type of thing. We did have Mr. Davis there, but since he can't be here, so thank you very much. Appreciate that. Well, the microphones, I think the microphone system is not working. That is my take. Like the red light comes on, but it is not working. So you're just going to have to project, all right, and do your best. You know.
I think I can handle that.
Okay, very good. Well, you're going to get to be up first, so you can just forget the red light because it's not working. All right. So next will be Ms. Finkham, who was unable to be here when this event was scheduled, and she is a candidate for the Northeast District. And this is what she wrote. Dear friends, my name is Sue Finkham, and it is my honor to represent Carmel's Northeast District on the City Council. As your elected representative, you can trust that I have the vision and commitment to make hard choices today to protect your interest. I work each day to ensure you are proud of our community and that your voice is always heard. My family and I have called Carmel home for over a decade. I bring decades of experience in business leadership, economic development, and community outreach to the table to ensure our city remains among the best places in the country to live and raise a family. On council, I've been working to protect our homes and property values with safe streets, quality improvements, and sensible planning. As a result of this work, I'm proud to have been the only candidate endorsed in my race by Carmel's firefighters, police, and realtors. I've been most proud of my work for Carmel residents as chair of the Council Finance Committee. Sound fiscal management and accountability are the backbone of a strong city. During my time as chair, we have increased the city's savings account balance, and I've worked hard to ensure Carmel's residents enjoy low residential tax rates. As this election closes, I want to thank you for your participation in our city's civic life and to the League of Women Voters for organizing this evening's forum. On November 5th, when you vote for your Northeast Councilor, I hope to earn your support for another 4 years of moving Carmel in the right direction. And it was signed sincerely, Sue Finkham, Carmel City Councilor, Northeast District. And now moving to Ms. McNear.
Hi, I'm Debra McNear, and I'm running for City Council in the Northeast District as well. Thank you, Hamilton County League of Women Voters, and thank you all for being here tonight. This election has a profound effect on the future of our city, and I'm glad that you are here. I'm a native of Gary, Indiana, and I've lived in Carmel for over a decade. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Human Resource Development and a Master's of Arts in Organizational Leadership. I've been married to my husband, Alan, for 23 years, and we have one daughter, Ashton, who's in her senior year of college. I'm a training specialist with Indiana University School of Social Work in partnership with Department of Children's Services. I have served in many capacities. This experience has afforded me the ability to hear issues and act on them. It is the catalyst of who I am and why I'm here today. It's time for a change in Carmel. I'm running for Carmel to bridge the gap between Carmel's leadership and all of its constituents. I will work to cultivate a transparent leadership by collaborating with homeowners association leaders and leaders of social organizations to reach you and determine common ground. I will work to thwart complacency by analyzing policies objectively to develop solutions. I will work to sustain local business through an equity versus equality approach by having a mechanism in place to assist businesses with their individual needs. My consulting expertise has led me to help small business startups in human resources, training, development of values and ethics, employee handbooks, and best practices. I envision Carmel to be a community that is not just fiscally strong, but is evolving, inclusive, and cares about the needs of its community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McNear. Next up will be Ms. Kimball, who also has a written statement that I will read. And she is a candidate for the North District. Good evening. My name is Laura Campbell, and I am running for re-election to the Carmel City Council in the new North District. I regret that due to other commitments, I am not able to attend this evening, but want to thank you for being here and the League of Women Voters for hosting. I was raised in Carmel, and 18 years ago, my husband Rick and I settled here permanently to raise our 3 children. I am a Carmel High School and Ball State graduate, and my professional background is in marketing, real estate, and municipal public relations. I'm proud to have served Carmel on the City Council since 2016. Property taxes are low, our infrastructure is strong, our neighborhoods are safe, and our city has consistently been rated one of the best places to live in America over the last 4 years. I serve as Vice President of the Council and am the Council's appointee to the Carmel Plan Commission. I've proudly been an independent voice dedicated to making sure your tax dollars are spent wisely. During my time on Council, I've considered every vote based on the best interest of Carmel and the taxpayer. If re-elected, I intend to keep that same independent mindset when voting on future projects. During this campaign, I'm honored to have the support and endorsement of Carmel's firefighters and police officers, and I believe that public safety is essential to our city. I worked with public safety officials to create the specific response registry a voluntary opt-in registry which notifies first responders in advance if a resident may have physical or mental health challenges in leaving their home in an emergency. I believe Carmel is moving in the right direction. My vision for Carmel is to make sure our vibrant and thriving city stays that way for the next 4 years and the next 40+ years. And we can do that by keeping our taxes low, exercising fiscal responsibility, and making smart investments for our future. Thank you for your time this evening, and I hope to have your vote on November 5th. Signed by Laura Campbell. Next, her opposition would be Mr. Howard.
Good evening. Before I begin, I would like to thank my wife, Danette, and our 2 children, William and Ava, for their continued love and support throughout this campaign. I would also like to thank all of our volunteers, our supporters, our families, and our friends, and the League of Women Voters, and most importantly, the good people of Carmel. Earlier this year, I decided to run for city council because I thought it was time to have a new perspective, a new voice on our city council. As someone who cares deeply about Carmel, I strongly believe that our local government has to be representative of the peoples that it serves. And I'm speaking for my family and many of my fellow residents that I have visited and knocked on their doors for the past several months now. The current council, which includes my opponent, is a bit of an echo chamber. When I'm elected, I will serve as the voice of the people. I will ask the questions that need to be asked, and I will do my due diligence before casting any vote. Perhaps most importantly, I'll take the time to listen to all my constituents and communicate with them. I am here to serve Carmel. Now, our campaign is committed and focused on 3 key areas. First one, promoting increased community engagement and communication between our government and the people of Carmel. 2, serving as an independent voice, a check on the mayoral administration and a balance on the city council. And 3, to address the future state of Carmel with a key focus on affordable housing for senior citizens, for working families, young professionals, our public servants, and teachers. This, I believe, is essential to the long-term sustainability of Carmel. I'm William Howard, and I'm running for City Council in the North District.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Ms. Minott.
Good evening. My name is Debra Minott, and I too want to offer my thanks to all of you for being here tonight and to the League of Women Voters for hosting this event. I've lived in Carmel for the last 14 years, and I love Carmel. Over that period of time, I've experienced the ongoing transformation of our city, from the development of the Arts and Design District to the Palladium, the city center with its shops and restaurants, and most recently the Midtown. Each success has built on the prior one, and I am committed to continuing that success. But being an effective city councilor requires more than love and enthusiasm. It requires skills and experience, and I have what it takes for this job. I'm an independent thinker, a collaborative problem solver, a hard worker, and a good listener. I worked in the private sector for decades as an in-house attorney and senior executive in some of Indiana's largest businesses, where I learned how to develop and manage budgets, work as a team to solve critical business issues, and plan strategically for the future. I also sat on the cabinets of Governors Daniel and Governor Pence, leading large agencies, and in that process, learning how to navigate political waters while performing important government services. I've also been a member and officer of the Village of West Clay Board of Directors for the last 5 years. And with nearly 1,800 homes in the village, it is like a little city. So in this role, I've been committed to working to improve the safety, infrastructure, and livability of the Village of West Clay. Tonight, I hope to share with you my passion for service, my vision and plan for how I would serve the citizens of Carmel. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Minott. Mr. Nelson?
I'm Miles Nelson, and I'm running for Carmel City Council, and I'm here to introduce myself and ask you for your support. I'm running for Carmel City Council because I think local government is very important. The decisions made here directly affect all of us on a daily basis and the future of our beloved city. I'm also running for Carmel City Council because I want to show my kids that one person can make a difference if they're willing to roll up their sleeves and get involved. My wife Carolina and I moved to Carmel 15 years ago. We chose this city to raise our children and build careers. And over the past 15 years, we've fallen in love with Carmel. This city is our forever home. Professionally, I own American Opportunity Incorporated. I do executive search. Companies hire me to find their top leadership and keep their key employees. These experiences of owning companies and working with large corporations, helping them plan and strategize and retain their employees, gives me a perspective that I feel is unique that will help plan for Carmel's future. And community service is a key tenet in my life. My passion for education and children have led me to serve on the boards of the Indianapolis Public School Education Foundation and Child Advocates. I currently serve on the boards of the Indy Chamber of Commerce, Hispanic Business Council, and also the Indianapolis Hebrew Congregation. However, what I'm most proud of is the group that my daughter Olivia and I started called the Carmel Cleanup Crew. Maybe you've seen us. We're the guys in the blue shirts, community-based organization picking up the trash on the streets. These are the reasons I feel I would be a valuable resource and advocate for the constituents of the West District and the city of Carmel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Just to remind you to the candidates, I'll be asking you questions in random